the intro?
Start.
It's start. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Good Morning Toowoomba with Ben Apsey.
And I'm Daryl Nicholson, more than just a postcode. Welcome along, mate. And hello, Lincoln's come to steal the show again today. He steals
What's your name?
my thunder.
What's your name?
Ben's thunder.
Lincoln. What's your last name?
Hi, I'm the same as you.
You're the same as me. Yeah, that's right. Lincoln Apsey, that's right.
He's going to steal the show, mate. People came into the sports club saying, is Lincoln on again today? Well, he is. So, good morning, welcome along. It's Monday, the 14th of September in the year 2020. And, mate, fair bit been going on.
My third name.
Your third name? It's the same as my first name.
That's right.
It's Lincoln Benjamin Apsey.
Yeah.
So let's talk things all in Toowoomba.
Hi, Parker's
Parker's the same last name.
You just take over,
Do you want to
mate.
take
I'll
over? We're trying to do this.
It's not starting.
Okay. Do you want to get say hello to Uncle Matt?
Mate, been rolling through the Chronicle. I'm a bit shiny today. I've been rolling through the Chronicle, and Tom Gillespie's written a great story, mate, about 7 buildings transforming the sleepy mountain town of Toowoomba into a metropolis.
It's not a metropolis.
We've just got to look out for Batman now and see.
It's not a metropolis.
Jeez, come on, Tom. Banking that trend will continue, and I'm sure you and I would hope that would continue. We've got the Oaks, South Central at Burnoff Centre, Burke and Wills, the Quest and Central Apartments. More projects to come, mate.
Well, I think there's plenty of places in the city that could be transformed into high rises, and I'm not talking. We're not like he's making it out like we've turned into something like of the likes of Dubai. We're not Dubai.
We're not Dubai, no. We love your work, Tom. Don't get us wrong.
What we're aiming for is maybe something more like Paris. High density, but not huge, tall buildings.
Okay.
If you look out from the Eiffel Tower, you can see the one mistake they made, and it's a huge, ugly-looking skyrise.
It just stands out, yeah.
It does, and they've been petitioning to knock it down since it was essentially built. So,
right, okay.
What we want is we want it to be sort of that 6 to 10 stories, which is the most you can do anyway. The highest block you can build on at the moment is the block that's got Empire Theatre on it at 12 stories.
Okay, yep.
But the whole block's essentially heritage listed.
Okay.
All the buildings there, so I can't see a 12-storey building ever going on it.
No. Unless they change the codes, yeah.
Well, it's to do with the airport.
Okay.
Because the airport overlay comes straight over the CBD. So.
All right, okay. Well, Brock Winton's got a project going on. He's got Bowery Residences on Snell Street, so that's going ahead. And Barry Burnoff's put in a project for Bell Street, so that's going through all the approvals now.
Yeah, Bell Street, and then the old the bus terminal.
The McCafferty's. I reckon that'll be a perfect site there, mate. Could you imagine that whole block?
10 stories.
And that other building next door. And
apartment buildings.
Down to Powerhouse.
Live entertainment venue. It's Powerhouse. I've always said the Powerhouse would make a really good burlesque Moulin Rouge type bar setting where you can go in, you can you could stagger the flooring a little bit so there were 2 levels, and it could be a nice little sort of comedy club if you wanted it to be, or an entertainment club. Something a bit different to what Toowoomba already has everywhere, which is theatres. So it's not taking away from Empire Theatre then at all. So.
No. And don't forget Powerhouse this Saturday night. It's a controlled environment. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I just said, I'm not going to go and do any of the carnival events because I don't know how you're going to control thousands of people in a garden, mate. And I said I felt like a bit of a hypocrite, but Powerhouse is under controlled environment. You were there the last time we did it. People are taken to their seats, told to sit down, can walk to the bar, get their drinks and food, and there's no dancing. We do a Mexican wave, that's about it. But we've got a few things lined up for Saturday night. So local and live, $15. 5 acts, I think we've got this time around.
5. Yeah. James Roll, Ethan Belfield.
The Chocos, the Screaming Chocos.
Yeah. Huckleberry Gin.
Huckleberry Gin again.
And cardboard cutouts.
Our cardboard cutouts, yes. So we've got the 5. Well done. Mate,
I think there might even be another one.
It could be 6, actually. There might be 6. So it's going to be a great night. And look, it's not a late night. Finishes about 11:30, so it's all good. Mate, a few things happening in the Northern Territory. The rental prices are going through the roof in Darwin. And what's happening is people are moving from Melbourne and Victoria, doing their 14-day quarantine. Then they're taking up rentals, and the prices are just going. And I reckon we're going to see Queensland go through the same thing once the lockdown is finished in Victoria. I think people are going to move to this state.
I think we could potentially see a mass exodus from Victoria.
Yep.
The Andrews Republic.
Yep. So it's quite interesting. And there's a gigantic crocodile in a Northern Territory park. It's 6 metres long. It turns up once a year. This cracked me up. The park rangers are saying, approach the crocodile with caution. There is no way I'd be going near that crocodile. It's 6 metres.
Approach it with caution by backing away.
That's what they're saying. Approach it with caution.
What, in a truck? Or?
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be going anywhere near it. Okay, where have I got my other notes here? Melbourne curfew went 9. It's 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. now. Still a lot of angry people down there. Victoria Markets had to send in riot police. 70 people were arrested. The chief organiser has been locked up for incitement. So, in a market down in Melbourne, there was a riot. Anyhow, they're getting quite serious down there. And I can understand they're fed up, but it's going to kill a lot of businesses, I think, what's happening down there.
At what point does
I don't know.
the cure become worse than the disease?
Well, vaccine companies are saying, to get the vaccine out, we've got to do herd immunity.
We have to have people with antibodies.
That's right, we've got to do that. So it's going to be an interesting... Till December, mate, I think it's going to be interesting.
Cases of it, definitely in the US in December last year.
Yep.
Which
Trump knew about.
If it was so widespread in December last year,
yep,
then you have to assume that it's been around a bit longer than the old Chinese government want to admit to us.
There's a few questions, yep.
Especially when it's only 4.13% chance of catching it from someone, like the infectivity of coronavirus.
Yep.
You have to ask the question, how long has it actually been around there, and how many people have had it and not even realised?
Yeah.
Dad came back from China in November last year and he was deathly sick. I came back from Thailand in November last year, weirdly sick at that time of the year.
You probably had it. You don't know.
Well, that's what we don't know, because the Chinese just weren't upfront with when it was out there. So.
Yeah, so a lady in Michigan went to a mailbox and found a 100-year-old postcard. It makes our postal system look pretty good. No, they reckon that someone might have just dropped the postcard in the mailbox and it's been re-stamped, but I don't think a letter's been lost in the US mail system for 100 years. Probably could happen in Australia, but not in the US. Sorry.
Lost in the mail system over here.
Yeah. Israel's in lockdown, mate. You can't go more than 500 metres from your home. So, again, this is really, really real what's happening, and I thought all the lockdowns were sort of... I thought Victoria was the only place in lockdown, but obviously there's still places in lockdown. But Israel, in lockdown, can't go more than 500 metres from your home.
The west coast of the US is just on fire.
Mate,
but it's always on fire.
Oregon and California, it's the worst I've ever seen.
Maybe they need to do some backburning.
Yeah, like they're doing at Prince Henry Heights and around. Even last night, I finished at 6 o'clock. I could still smell some burning. I think it was happening out near Mort Street, around that area there. But
it's a necessary thing. It's not done to scorch the earth. It's done to reduce the amount of potential fuel that could carry a fire a further distance. So it gets rid of all the brush, all the dead grasses and the leaves, and branches. You only have to look at most people's backyards after a few days of good winter with the Chinese elm trees.
Yep.
Dead leaves everywhere.
Yep. Looks like Matt's taken your boy for a walk somewhere. So.
That's good.
I love Lincoln. Energy. I love Lincoln jumping all over us. It's quite good. So, mate, Zilmia in Brisbane, there was a brawl there last night at 5:30. Police are calling for calm in the Brisbane community because it did erupt outside the hospital as well. 10 injured. 1 man dead and 2 critically injured out of that 10. So we're really lucky that we live in a society that we're pretty calm up here. But something's going on there. It's some sort of gangs or families, but it's a bit tense. But anyhow, don't forget, think local, support local, buy local. Did you see how stuff is in the hallway? So I want to re-energise this again, and Chamber's been doing some great work. So this is with Neil at CGD Group, the Coffee Gazette, 4358 TV. I'll have to get it updated, mate, and get Good Morning Toowoomba on there as well. But we're all for that. So think local, support local. Think local first. Just spend your spending habits by 5%. Just change your spending habits, and you'll make a difference to our economy. So
that's it.
And don't forget travel mugs.
Travel mugs?
Down in Margaret Street. Come on down.
This made my morning. This made my morning.
I put that on the table for you to see this morning.
Look, it's a good way to wake up on a day.
It was in the mailboxes around these Toowoomba.
I never ever thought I would see the day
CFMEU
that the unions turned on the party that they created.
I know. When I got that, I thought
it really does show that the Labor Party of Queensland is more watermelon. Green on the outside, red on the inside.
Okay, mate, it's going to be an interesting election. I don't know which way it's going to go. I definitely know the guys in our area here are pretty safe. Although there is a bit of worry with Megan and Trevor. That's going to be interesting.
It's interesting. There was a poll released. U-poll was done. Most Queenslanders think that Labor's going to win, but 80% of those polled aren't going to vote for them.
Okay. That's interesting.
So if the whole state's thinking like that,
could this be another shortened repeating itself again?
Well, I just don't think people trust her anymore.
We'll see what happens.
She's clearly not for anything except for the rich and famous. So we'll see how that pans out. Damage control, how well she can dig herself out.
Well, as I said, I'm disappointed Kate Jones has resigned, so really sad. Anyhow, we're going to call it 24 degrees today? 26.
Top 26 degrees today. Beautiful day in the CBD.
Monday.
Come down.
Monday, the 14th.
Spend 5% of your money on CBD businesses. There's plenty of us down here. So.
Yep. I'm Darryl Nicholson. More than just a postcode saying goodbye to Lincoln.
Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Toowoomba. I'm Ben Apsey.